Evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Please tune in to Andy the Gabby Cabby show tonight with Ben Habib and tell him how much the English need to be respected and represented in England. And that's not currently happening. So I'm hoping everyone's going to jump over there. We're going to jump over it from 8:10, but there's so much going on at the moment in the background. So much that I've watched today in different little aspects, etc. It is difficult to keep up with everything. But again, make sure you're all out there. Try and get as many people on the board now live as we are. Don't forget, hit the like button. Don't forget to share this video because we need to all go over as a massive group to Andy the Gabby Cabby on YouTube, right? Should be fairly simple. Go over there, bash, and then you're just going to put English, 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 right? So everyone understands who we are as a group of people. Whether you be Scottish, Irish, Cornish, or Welsh, we're all going over there and saying English, right? If you lose England, you lose everything. Simple as that, right? So again, I'm really pleased everyone's there. And what I'm going to do is transfer to a particular image. I'm going to put it up there. I am going to, hopefully, it's gone missing on me already. Let me see if I can put it back up there. Share this tab, right? We'll put it back up there. And I'm going to play this for you, right? This is heartwarming, to say the least. Well, I don't know about you, but that gives me goosebumps. Anyone who's met me at Runnymede, anyone who's met me in any locations where we've put the English flags up, I become very emotional because this is my country, right? It's your country. Stand up for it, right? So again, if you're going up to Tommy Robinson's little do in the centre of London, dragging you in to the amphitheatre of the Roman Empire, make sure you take the English flag, not the Unionist flag that seeks to destroy us. And again, there's so much going on at the moment. Again, let me just go back. I'll need to pull that off a sec. Let me see if I can get this back into my main. Let's have a look. End stream. Oh, I don't want to end the stream. Stop sharing. There you go. You still live? Are we still live? Are you still seeing it? At 8:10, which is not too far away now, we need to get this out there and we need to cross over to Andy the Gabby Cabby's YouTube channel, right? Now, I've seen a few messages coming back to me, negative towards Andy. I can tell you, Andy is very similar to me. Maybe he don't know the ins and outs. He don't sit there reading these. He's just a normal working geezer, right? Not being funny, I've had a long time, and certainly a long time in a prison's help, to sit there reading this stuff and saying these people are taking liberties with the working class of this country, right? The ruling classes who are British are destroying us as a nation, and we're not tolerating it. Anyone who stands up and says I'm a British Pakistani and will not associate with the English nation, listen, I ain't being funny with you. If you turn around and say, my mother was English, so fucking what, right? You have to declare yourself as English. We can't do it for you, right? And then you are culturally in English. But if one of your parents is not English, you are not entitled to have any authority over us. And that's what we did to protect our nation, right? From outsiders, from foreigners. And by the way, people, it was nothing to do with the colour of your skin. It was particularly to do with the Dutch, right? And then in Europe, in 1708, they created this Protestant. If you're a Protestant, we want to protect the Protestants and bring them all in. And then all of the other cultures of the European Union, or the Europe as it was known then, started to pour into England, right? What did Queen Anne do? In Queen Anne's reign, in 1711, they was warned in 1690, do not do this, right? If you start to mess with the culture of England, you will destroy England. And that's exactly what's happened, right? So anyone who refers to himself as British, you're a traitor to this country, right? And this country, I speak of England. And I also speak of Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, and Cornwall, right? That does need to be an independent nation. So there you go, people. We will be going over there. There's no need to be disrespectful to Andy. He is one of us. He is an Englishman, right? He happens to come from Kent, one of the original kingdoms, the common law kingdoms of England, right? It didn't need a formal statutory introduction to create those kingdoms. In fact, England did not need a statutory introduction to the world. It was a common law union. And that's exactly what we're telling people. So, what has caused the problem? The problem is the statutory union. The problem are the acts of union. The problem is simple. It is the ruling classes who have decided that we are slaves. We will never, ever be slaves to them people. And we need to stand up and take England back. I am seeing the English flag all over this country being raised. Do not raise the Union flag. If you raise the Union flag, you raise the flag of the enemy. It's as simple as that. If you are so ashamed of your own nation that you need some political element to it, a political union to create you with some form of unity, then you are not English, you are not Scottish, you are not Welsh, you are not Northern Irish, and you certainly not are Cornish, right? You need to stand up for yourself, and you need to raise that flag, and you need to be brave enough to be able to do that. You need to be brave enough to go out onto the streets, right? And when you see a roundabout, I'm seeing it. What have I always said to you on this show? It wasn't the stand in the parks that made the difference during COVID. It was the rebels on roundabouts. Because when that white element in that ground is covered with the red cross all over this completely, utterly, 100% non-violent, that is a protest that says we are English, right? And I'm seeing that happen all over this nation as we speak, right? Now what you want is real English men and women to stand up for this country, right? You have got a chance tonight at 8 o'clock. We're going to be transferring over, hopefully. Listen, I want every single one of you to do it, right? You need to go over on the YouTube channel of Andy the Gabby Cabby, right? I've had a number of emails questioning him, not just one. So anyone who sent me an email, don't think I'm having a dig at you or not, right? And ask me questions about Andy, right? Let me tell you something. Sometimes in life, you have to say and do things and have people on and talk to people. He's more of a diplomat than I'll ever be, right? I'm not diplomatic. I'm not a politician. I'll just tell these people. And if I was to speak to Ben Habib tomorrow, if he wants me to do a seminar and tell him that it's him that declares as a British Pakistani, right? Nowhere in the English Constitution does it attack you through race, right? But you need to swear an allegiance to England, the realm of England, right? And our Christian roots. It's as simple as that. And he's not doing that. And I can tell you now, the British who have controlled this nation for so long now, the British Marxists aligned with the Muslim Brotherhood who are destroying this nation. It is their intention to destroy England, to destroy America. Why? Because the English left these shores for America and they recreated England in the United States of America as we know it today. They are common law jurisdiction, they believe in God, and they still believe in God. Jesus Christ as our Saviour. What's happening today? Has anyone seen what's going on with Venezuela? Has anyone seen the information I put out last night about Venezuela and how they was at the core, right, of the Dominion voting machines? They was at the core of it. And Serbia. So now you know all them facts and you understand what's going on. Venezuela itself is a communist nation. They took the guns off the people. They've given the guns to other people within. They're now saying they're going to raise a militia. That's exactly what was happening in the 1600s in this country. They took the guns off the Protestants and give them to the Catholics, right? Listen, I'm not getting involved with any form of sectarianism. England is a nation and a Protestant nation, right? Scotland is by law a Presbyterian nation. That means not Roman Catholic. We are not part of your Roman Empire, right? Now people are stepping forward and coming up and saying, we get what you're saying, right? Return to a warrior. Who was the truest warrior that fought against the Roman Empire? Jesus Christ. Why don't you go and read things? And by the way, people, I want you to understand something. Custodians of the Truth, a book that was written, and I don't think I've got it in front of me, it's upstairs, right? Actually tells you, page 83, I think it was, and in a few other pages it goes through, it tells you that there is hidden or removed scriptures and gospels from Jesus Christ. Do you know what they're called? Q Gospels. The Gospels of Q. When you understand that, and you understand what's going on in the background, that's when you're going to understand exactly what we're doing at the moment. So we are now coming up to 25 to 8, right? I am enjoying my time in Devon. I need to get out and start sorting out some things and speaking to people. I'm not doing it at the moment. Hello, Graham from English Patriot. There you are. Let's have a look. Some of the messages. Don't forget, hit the like button. Don't forget, subscribe, and don't forget, sharing is caring. But we need to take this audience as much as possible. That's why I'm clicking over at 10 past 8. So people will start tuning in at 10 past 8 or 8 o'clock, and then we'll take the entire audience, what's left. Obviously, it builds up normally. Don't forget it's a Wednesday night. So, but we need people on there, and we need to make sure England, English is throughout them comments. I don't know if Ben Habib is going to be watching the comments or not. I doubt very much if he's tech literate, be able to set up and watch the comments at the same time. But people need to make sure that they tell him, Ben, don't get involved with a uni party that doesn't respect England. We've had enough, right? And I am absolutely saying to everyone watching this show, as a form of protest, you've just seen all these oil, stop the oil protesters, painting oil all over works of art, spraying it over monuments, spraying it over meaning. We're not doing that, right? all we're doing is a simple thing, right? Every time you see a roundabout, a white roundabout, you paint the George Cross on it. As simple as that. If you want to be really clever, you can use a stemplate and put the original flag of England on it, which is the Whiffen, right? That's technical, far too detailed for a normal standard protest, right? Most of these people can't even imagine what England is, let alone understanding their history. That's why I say to people, listen, we'll take back, right? St. Edmund is the patron saint of England, an Englishman that died literally at the hands of the Danes, firing arrows at him because he wouldn't renounce his faith of Christianity, right? He is the real patron saint of England. And what you need to do, all right, is literally every place. Listen, I'm telling everyone now, right? Get it's a special type of paint. It don't come off, right? Someone's going to tell me what it's called in a minute, right? It don't come off. Get it in red, and every slip out at 2-3 o'clock in the morning, wherever you are in the country of England, right? And you can do this in Scotland, you can do it in Wales, you can do it in Cornwall, you can do it anywhere you like, but in England, right, what you need to do is slip out, get that paint, right, get the right size brush, right, a roller, dip it in there, don't drip it in it, understand how to paint it, and paint the Christian cross, the English cross right across it, right? Put it on there like that, put it back in your motor, seal it all up, slip off, right? Do it at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. Everywhere in this nation, raise the English flag, right? Not the Union flag, the English flag. This is about England. This is about taking back England, stopping the regionalisation of England, because they are destroying, the Unionists are the ones who are approving the regionalisation and the destruction of England, including Nigel Farage and including Ben Habib, right? They all talk about Israel. They all talk about Palestine. They all talk about these other countries. Now put England first. That's what you should be doing. And what you need to do is take this and take it over to Andy the Gabby's channel, right? Be polite. Be polite. Do not, no aggression towards him, etc. But it is Ben Habib himself, right? He is the person that declares himself as British Pakistani. He does not regard himself as English. You can talk about your English mother as much as you want. Your father is a Pakistani, right? And you associate yourself as a British Pakistani. I didn't demand that you do that. You did that yourself, right? I'm an Englishman, and I am protecting England and the English from what is currently happening. So I want everyone to understand that. Is everyone clear? We are crossing over in 30 minutes' time to Andy the Gabby Cabby. I need everyone to share this video. The link to Andy the Gabby Cabby's YouTube channel and actual link to the video is out there, right? So we need to do it. Juicy and Lucy, everyone's out there. Does everyone understand what's going on? Now, unfortunately, it's a Wednesday night. Wednesday night's not really a busy night. It's not a busy night on here. But we need to get that out there. Denise, have you pointed your roundabout, DD? Have you painted your roundabout, DD? I can't say what I have and haven't done, right? For obvious reasons. But I do not live in London anymore. And you may be seeing lots of crosses all over Devon. But we need to raise the English flag. and people need to understand exactly what it is and what it means. Light out. Look up the feed. What colours? England colours, right? So just to make sure, what was the type of paint that you need, right? So you need a roller about that thick, right? So if you've got quite a large white, but what is the red paint? So forget about the white side of it, because the white side's done. All you need is a roller, right? And you need to be able to seal it and then put it back in your boat, your motor or your van without it going everywhere, and go to the next one. If you're doing it at the hours of 2, 3, 4 in the morning, everyone will be asleep. By the time they've woke up in the morning, bang, it's all gone off and dried, and it's a special type of paint. It's like a sealer paint that goes off within hours. Someone's going to have to tell me what it is, and you can drive over it. They use it in workshops. Someone will tell me what type of paint it is. Timbuktu, I'm in England. Let me tell you something now. Everyone should understand this. And I've said this a million times on this show. And I'll say it again and again and again and again and again. You need to understand this, right? The rebels on roundabouts made more impact than stand in the parks, right? Because the stand in the parks was infiltrated by Marxists and communists. The rebels on roundabouts was fantastic, right? All you've got to do is push out and start doing that, and people will start to get the message. Again, I mean, tell me which ones. I mean, if you think there are particular roundabouts, right, that are over that way and need to be painted, tell us what they are. Real lead. Early 1970. Swindon's Magic Roundabout would be good. Resin paint. John Aspinall. Resin paint. YouTube are censoring the English flag. Yeah, YouTube are the enemy. YouTube are the enemy. They always have been. Rumble is not your enemy. Rumble is your friend. Especially if you are non-violent and protesting in this way. Let me have a quick look. Sefton, masonry paint. Full Sefton. Anyone tell us exactly the best paint? It's got to dry almost immediately, because obviously once you pull off the roundabout, people are going to be driving. You shouldn't drive over them, but people will be driving around them. But we want it to be seen. Plastic coat is another one who says it. John, 1943. And if anyone suggests that I won't be doing this, listen, I hope you're going to visit me, because they ain't going to like it, right? But we need to do that. And I think that's one of the best things I've ever seen. And I'm going to show you this again, right? Because I just think this is the most fantastic thing that I've seen for a long time, right? I want you to listen again, and I want you to understand we are the English and we are rising, right? So let me, I'm going to have to come back off that screen before I do that. It won't let me get on there. I'm going to show you it again. Just watch this. Just watch this. Right. So I'm going to put it on there again, right? And we're going to go full screen. And I'm going to show it. Listen to this, right? This just makes me emotional. Anyone who's met me at Runnymede, anyone who's met me at York, anyone who's met me anywhere, as soon as we start flying the English flag and I see them coming to fly, it makes me emotional, right? Because we are English. Right, has everyone got the message? Right. So go over to Andy the Gabby Cabbies. We need more and more people talking about England and the English, right? We're not the bad guys. The bad guys are the unionists, right? They are a fraction, they are a minority. You've only got to look at the 2011 census. And why did they do that? Why did they put in the 2011 census English only national identity to find out where you are, right? And then they put 4 billion of your money and they flooded them areas with migrants. That's exactly what they did. And the people who own those high hotel chains, the people that own those family parks, which they've been sticking all these people in, right? They've all learnt their coin at destroying England, right? And I want everyone to understand it. That is what we're about, England and taking back England. We will try our hardest not to do it violently, but you need to know the definition between peaceful and harmless. Peaceful means we choose to be peaceful until you aggravate us to such an extent that the English will stand up with any weapon they need to protect their people, right? Harmless means they haven't got a drop of violence in them, right? And your kids will be raped in the future as well as they are today and covered up by the same unionist people until the Muslim Brotherhood and others have took complete control of this country. That's really what all this is about. I'm not the bad guy here. I'm not suggesting to you, right? I am not an Efo nationalist, right? I know black people who are more English than the Efo nationalists, right? Where they believe in England. They believe in us. They want to be part of us. They want to be Christians and they want to live a good life for them and their families. I haven't got an issue with that. What I've got an issue with are the British and especially those who have been educated by the British state, right? Whether it be in private universities or universities, and they are part of the slow march through the institutions, like Ben Habib, right? Why does he not want the union to end? Or is it a bit like the Israelis? They don't want the union to end. Why is that? Well, maybe because Israel wouldn't exist. So if Israel wouldn't exist, does that mean Pakistan wouldn't exist? Exactly. People need to think about what their real motives are. So we are going across in less than 20 minutes. I want everyone to share this. We're going to Andy the Gabby Cabby. Anyone got the link? Put it in there in tonight's notes on the actual link there so everyone knows where we're going. Go and set up there ready for 10 minutes past 8 and go in there. I'm asking everyone to make sure everyone understands this. Be polite, right? We are English, but we need to emphasize to Ben Habib that when he says you can't be a member of another political party, even when it's the English Constitution Party, right? When it believes in England, right? They need to understand what the coup is. And their unionist party is the one that's destroying England with regionalisation. Ask him the question. Write the question down. Put the question in to Ben Habib. So you support the regionalisation of England and the destruction of England. You say that you don't want division, yet you are dividing England into 9 regions as part of the European Union. That is what you want, Ben. Is it really? It's not what we want. So we need to take this country back, and the way to do it is with literally people coming out. Slip out. Don't tell anyone. Don't listen. There's one rule in any form of skullduggery, right? Don't tell a soul. Get the red paint, get the roller, go out. They've put all these mini roundabouts everywhere, right? Go and put the English cross on it, right? At 2, 3, 4 in the morning when everyone's asleep. You've got all these people going out, cutting down the cameras. Go and find these places where you can see and slip out and put the George Cross on it. And all of a sudden they'll say, hang on a minute, there is something going on here. Because when they see that all over England, they'll understand this is England. Didn't he call a fake party also? I haven't got a clue what you're saying. John G. See all with Andy. This is going to be very interesting. No, it should be interesting. But we need to get as many people over there, right? So, again, do you remember what happens when we all jump over and we go on 412's channel, right? Adele, who just happens to be a Palestinian Christian, right? In America. And all of them go, wow, the English have arrived. That's what you want to see. I'm English. I'm English. I'm English. Keep the comments coming in. When are you going to talk about England and de-regionalisation of England? When are you going to take England back from the European Union? Right? Push it and push it and push it. Right? That's what they're going to look at. Don't forget, Advanced UK have got Advanced UK Scotland, Advanced UK Wales, Advanced UK Northern Ireland. He always talks about Northern Ireland. He doesn't even know the fucking history of Northern Ireland, right? Go and have a look where I come from. Not where I come from, but where my heart is, right? There's a cushion sitting on my settee. Do you understand what that means? Right? UVF for God and Ulster, right? English. They were Protestants, right? English Protestants. And if you go and have a look at my plaque over there, which I will bring you again, just so to make sure that you understand exactly what it is. When Ben talks about Northern Ireland, right, we understand exactly. I bet he ain't got one of them on his fucking mantelpiece, is he? No, he hasn't. Why not? Because he doesn't understand exactly what's going on. There it is, right? Why was Northern Ireland created in the way it was created? Because the Scottish Catholic king picked up the border people from Scotland and England and dumped them, renditioned them into Northern Ireland, and they created their own community of Protestant Presbyterian people, right? That is what happened, because they refused to be part of the Roman system, exactly the same as Putin, and exactly the same as our friend President Trump. So you're all understanding what's going on. We're all going over, right? Now the British are trying. The British have already taken away from us our grand juries. They've already removed grand juries. We used to have grand juries. They've removed them. So we need to all be going over there at 8:10, move over to that. You've now got 15 minutes left, right? Now I'm going to try and show you something else. Whether I've got it on here or not is another matter, but I'll try it. Let me have a quick look. We must be racist and reimagining racism, smashing the myths of genetics, multiculturalism and diversity. Let's cut the crap. The idea of race, some biological destiny, is a load of historical crap, cooked up to justify slavery, colonialism, and every other power grab in a book. Here's the brutal truth. We'll see what happens with that one. Right, let me go back and see if I can show you where this is coming from. 2 seconds. I need to show you a particular video. And I'm trying to find it now. Hang on a minute. Once I've found it. Restore Britain. Very short on policy. Just a duplicate of Britain first. Nothing on England. Bugger all on the English. constitution shared with enlightened countries. It's only a good point is open to all who put forward their ideas policy. Original message, I don't know what that means. Who are they talking about? It's too long for me to go through it. So don't forget everyone's coming out there. Let me see if I can bring this up. Are you all seeing and hearing me okay? There's some great memes coming out there. Let me have a quick look at this. Right, let me have a look back. Right, you need to take back this country. So what I'm going to do is show you this again for the last few minutes. Right, before we go over there, I want you to listen to what they're saying very carefully.
It's all really is. You want me to tell you something? Even the government hasn't figured out.
I always love when you drop nuggets.
Yeah, it's all really has always been. The government does literally not know this yet because it didn't ask the right questions. But I'm just tired of waiting. Flynn told me no longer wait. You give the government something, give them 2 or 3 days, and then you go public with it. This was all always out of Serbia. Even the original hacking of Venezuelans' own elections, everything was architected. So there's an office in Belgrade, Serbia, with Huawei machines that are actually running the computer, the deepest rig of all, the rig that comes from overseas, not the stuff we all know about, getting dead people to vote and getting, not all that on the ground stuff that we beat by tightening up all the enforcement in every county in America and all that stuff we're hearing about. But the nuke they always had was there's an office in Serbia that comes into the back of the machines and changes results if they still need to change them after they did all the ground cheating they need to. That's been like this, it turns out, from the beginning in Venezuela. It's always been architected. Smartmatic was always architected around an office in Belgrade, Serbia, to be able to come in and do this. And then as other companies as other brands came on the market, it's all Smartmatic junk inside, whether it's Hart or Dominion or ES&S. As that's on the market, that Belgrade, those are just different hood ornaments on the same machines. And so the Belgrade, Serbia office is not some recent invention. It's been architected into the Venezuela since the 04 referendum. It's been architected in from the beginning. And the United States government doesn't even know that because they're so slow in coming up to speed. Now, I don't mean to offend them, and I'm very pleased that they are coming up to speed, but I just can't take it anymore. The amount of stuff we still know that they haven't gotten to because they are so slow in digesting information.
Okay, let me ask you, Patrick, how does the government not know this? Because I know that there's communications with Serbia. There's other people who have reported on other aspects of this. That's part of the public record. Okay, so I'm not saying something that's not part of the public record. So how does the government not know?
The government knows all about Serbia now and the role Serbia played in 2020, okay. And they know all that now. What they didn't know, and I didn't know until 72 hours ago, was this Serbian evolution it's not some recent evolution. It was Venezuela designed its systems around this Serbian office back 20 years ago, which is very interesting because now Serbia is really the western edge of the Chinese. It's the westernmost satellite of the Chinese empire. Serbia is right now. So given that we've seen Serbia in all this stuff in the last 5 to 10 years, I was saying it's got to be China. If it was architected around Serbia 20 years ago, that's when Serbia was more of it was a Chinese-Russian joint holding. That puts Russia in the middle of this as well. Russia, now I'm not saying the 2020 or the 2024 they were involved in, but if this has been operating for 20 years out of Serbia, then it's been doing so. Russian intelligence knows about it as well as Chinese intelligence.
This kind of goes back to, you mentioned all the other companies. This goes back to what somebody, it may have been you and I were talking. I talk about this every day with someone. You can't say voting machines, really. It's the software, right? And the software is a derivative of the original Smartmatic, and that's in every single voting machine, some kind of version of it, right?
Correct. It's like the Windows operating system of these machines. Exactly. And, even the fact that it's made people...
So how Serbia, does it play into all of them then, or is it just one company?
No, Serbia
Now.
plays into all of them. Serbia plays into
Okay.
all of them now. But the thing is, you need to understand there's ways of cheating on the ground that you and Mike Lindell have been following for 4 years, and all these turning over all the ways they cheat on the ground, from stuffing voter records.
So one of the ways they cheat on the ground is what we're challenging in Runcorn and Hillsby, right? So everyone needs to understand that they cheat on the ground, but if it looks like it's going the other way, they'll carry on. But because in the Brexit campaign and the Brexit, so many people come out to vote, they couldn't handle it. And that's one of the things that Ben had been
voting them and the mail in this, that. But at the end of the day, they've got this switch they can throw from Serbia and force at the end. So they cheat all they can to get their candidate to win. But if he doesn't win, at the end of the day, they just force it anyway from Serbia. So that's their ace in the hole. And what I did not know until the last 72 hours was their involvement is not a recent thing. It's been in for 20 years. They've been involved, which from an intelligence point of view.
If they've been in rigging elections for 20 years, how many elections have they impacted?
Oh, I can tell you one of the most dramatic moments of this that has to be in the movie was last summer. I was over in a safe house in Europe with a bunch of people who are like very knowledgeable from this industry, from the bad guys, got bad guys to flip. And they were with me in a safe house, all protected by gunmen and stuff. And Mike Flynn came over to see them. He came over and he took 2 days and came down to see me. And but we spent 90 minutes with these people. And these are people who've been doing this. And I said, General Flynn, I haven't told you this story, have I? This was one of the most dramatic moments where I said, remember, you're going to meet these people that kind of overthrew our country. Don't get angry. You're going to want to get angry. He said, of course. I've interrogated people. I said, okay, well, we sat there for 90 minutes, and he's so poker face. He's so wonderful. He was very kind and gentle, and I could tell he was steaming, but he was keeping his composure. But he was steaming at what he was hearing. And we were about to leave. And he was satisfied. He had asked all the engineers all the questions, and he was satisfied he was hearing the truth. I said, before we left, I told one of the engineers, tell the general how much this has been going on. And this guy kind of gulped, and he looked General Flynn in the eyes, and he said, sir, General, we've been manipulating elections for 20 years in 72 nations.
72 nations. Wow. Right, do you all understand what's been going on? And that's just the electronic side, right? That's just the electronic side. So everyone should understand that. Did you all just see that? So I want everyone, can we put the link, Andy the Gabby Cabby, let me make sure I've got it up here. Right, you need to go over to there now because the show is starting. It is literally on YouTube. We don't like YouTube, but we do like Andy the Gabby Cabby, right? Here you go. I've put the link out there. I want everyone to transfer from this now and go over there. I am going to literally sit here and listen to everything that's being said on that channel, right? And I want to see as many people saying, we are English, we are English, we are English, right? And be as polite as possible and get it over there. Does everyone understand what I'm saying, right? So you've got another 4 minutes before we're all transferring. I'm going to end this show and ask everyone to go over to Andy the Gabby Cabby. I'm going to put it out there yet again, right? Click on that, go over there and see what's going on. That's it. So I will see you again tomorrow night. I'm going to have another interesting conversation with someone tomorrow, and then we'll go from there. And anyone got anything about the paint and what type of paint you need to use that's quick drying and will stay there, bearing in mind it's on the road. That's it. Good night. God bless. Don't forget what I believe in. The Constitution is the solution. It's the English Constitution. It is the beating heart of the United States of America, and it is us that needs to take control. Regionalization and Ben Habib not understanding that side of it is key to these arguments. That's it. See you soon, and I will be over there in a few seconds. Good night. God bless.